Hey YouTube, and thanks for watching Junkworks Garage. I got this plastic welder. It's the RX Welder off Amazon. There will be a link below. If by the end of this video, I think I should put a link below. Regardless, we are going to test this at the end on something that I'm working on. That'll be a whole nother video, but I will show part of the testing or part of fixing it on this video so that we know what this actually how it works by the end of this video. Hopefully, I know a lot of my tool videos I just kind of show the tool. I really don't show how it works, and I'm going to work on changing that. But most of the tools I show, most of them are tools I've been using for a long time, so I would totally recommend them if I'm recommending them, or I tell you in that video that I wouldn't recommend it regardless. This one is one I know nothing about. The closest thing to doing this I've done is using things like this to melt plastic pieces that I get off of milk jugs, and I use parts and pieces of old plastic parts that I just kind of makeshift plastic welding. I actually have a few videos on doing that, and it does work. And I use screen from screen doors and things like that are just, I have pieces of them, so that's what I use, is I melt it with this and put screen door in it, and it's pretty strong. It doesn't look great though. I don't know if it'll look any better using this, but we're gonna try it. And the main reason I bought this, which it comes with, you know, a few things, some screen, which is, I'm sure probably it might be stainless, I don't know, we might throw a magnet at that and see. There's some plastic backing pieces and stuff. It does come with what appears a chart to know what pieces of plastic to use, which I bought more of this for what I'm gonna be doing. But it comes in this. Now I will say there was like a $30 more one that looked very similar that had good reviews, but this one had good reviews too. But this, when I look at this, looks quite a bit smaller than what I was expecting. This part here especially, I thought it was going to be, you know, much bigger. So I don't know. This is not a professional one. This is a DIY homeowner thing. Yet again, you know, tools are what they are based on the price you pay for them. And I don't know what I paid for this, but yet again, that'll be down below in the description. I will have a link, and you can go see what it costs now, because who knows what it'll cost by the time you watch this. The main reason I bought this was this right here and these staples. Anyhow, I am going to use what I got in the package, and we are going to try it out. It comes with the feet as well, like an iron for flattening stuff out, as well as the foot for putting your sticks of plastic down into and melting things. So we're going to try it out, see how it works. I definitely have a project, was the reason I bought this particular. Quite honestly, I've gotten away with my other one yet again. So go check out my Jack of All Tips and Tricks playlist at my channel there, and that will have a plastic welding thing where I used it in my truck, and it's still holding up just fine. Doesn't look beautiful, but it works good, so I'm happy with it. We may revisit that and actually try and make it look a little better. We'll see. Anyhow, I need the use of this. It wasn't exactly what I pictured when I thought I was gonna get, but all in all, you know, it's a giant soldering gun is all this is, and it, you know, appears to be sturdy enough. As far as the gun part of it here, I will actually say it actually feels pretty good in the hand. This is actually more rubbery than I thought it was gonna be. I thought that was gonna be plastic, so kudos to them for giving you something to really hold on to. The trigger feels pretty good, and all in all, these pieces appear to be pretty solid, and it's got a little light on it as well. This came with that plastic welding gun as well, a little operating manual. I'm gonna go read it. Time for me to shut down here. First of all, it comes with, I'm assuming this is some sort of a thing that's supposed to hold this up. I guess you could do it like that. That's probably what their intention is. It does have a protective covering on it, so you want to obviously get that off before you melt it. I should probably throw this in here now. This here, I think was actually just made for this one here. Although it'll work with the other one. The other one actually, once you let off of it and let it sit for a minute, does cool off. In my case, make sure yours does that before you go putting it down somewhere and it burns your place down. But this sits in on here. That's what this is for. So I am working on a drum of my washer dryer LG ventless washer dryer combo thing here, and I lost a bearing in it. I'm replacing that and fixing all this on another video, although this will be on this video. So if you have one of these and you need to learn how to work on it, I got several videos on fixing these things. Unfortunately, I got a lemon. And we're going to put that together like that. And honestly, I am going to melt this. I'm going to do it with my other soldering gun that I do this with a lot, because I just need a small melt. I just want to kind of melt this in here, and then we're going to go ahead and staple that back together. That's my plan for now anyway. Yeah, that's not warm at all, so I don't think that needs to warm up. I got this one plugged in and it definitely needs to warm up, so I kind of wish, you know what, I need to see if I can squeeze this that direction a little bit here. This one, see if it doesn't get it. I'm getting clear in your way because I can't hold this and push it where I want it very well right now. So yet again, this is just an old actual soldering iron that I've used for this in the past, and I'm just going to use it to kind of melt what's here. Now this is polypropylene, I believe is what it is. Unfortunately, the stuff I bought to weld it together with didn't show up yet, so I'm waiting on that still, and when I can get that, I will give you the exact name of what it is. But right now I'm just kind of trying to melt together what's here a little bit, just to kind of fill in the spaces and gaps, and then we'll put some staples in it, and hopefully that'll kind of hold it until I can do a little bit more. Tell you what, my tip is dirty here. Let's see here. Probably should have cleaned it up better, but yet again, just getting this going for hopefully a couple more years, and we can start saving up for another one. It comes with some kind of smaller zigzaggy ones, some bigger zigzaggy, and when I say zigzaggy, I don't know if you can see this, especially with my blue finger here, but they have zigzags. And then there's these that just look like staples. Yeah, these have a zigzag as well, just smaller. Then we have these that are kind of shaped like a house. Then we got these crazy things shaped like an M. I'm gonna try one of those. I'm gonna stick it in the machine here. I gotta look at the machine to see it. Alright, so this is right now not hot. I wouldn't put it past it to be hot next time I do this though, so definitely going to want to get this figured out before I do too many of them. And the instructions weren't the greatest, so I honestly don't know what direction I even want this, but right now I'm putting a kind of an upside down because I can fit it this way. But we're just gonna go in here and see if we start. Oh, the light's not on. Great. Alright, so now the light came on. I think my plug-in, I'm having trouble with, I have it plugged into extension cord, and I've had trouble with the extension cord in the past. I need to fix it. There we go. Now we got light, and we're definitely heating things up here. Oh, that just kind of came right out. So this was not the correct one to use, and because, I'll tell you why in a second. I'm going to leave it in there just so you can see. You definitely got to leave it in there to... So I let off of it too soon and brought it out, and it definitely tried to come out with it, but I couldn't push it in far enough to really get much of anything in there. So that one is not the good one for this. I'm thinking these wavy ones, probably the bigger of the wavy ones, will be better. I'm gonna go grab some clippers and see if I can either cut that down or get it out of there. So that's been sitting for a little while. I went and grabbed these. We'll say it's in there pretty good because I can't pull it out very well. So that's a good thing. These clippers are a little big. I might need to find some smaller ones to use with this. Yeah, I definitely got to get some cutters that don't have a groove in them. I got to go find something better for this. So I am going to try another one of these here. I heard somebody say something about squeezing these together, watching a video on this. So first of all, and now I would definitely watch your fingers as I drop it on the ground, step on it. Yet again, watch the fingers. So that didn't get hot there. I'm about to do something stupid. Okay, that's pretty cold to the touch now, so if you let it sit there for a little while, probably good to go. Alright. I put it in, it's got 3 plugins in it, and one of them doesn't work very well. Of course, that's the one I always get. Boy, that gets red hot. And then I'm gonna... Here's a problem I'm seeing, is it's just not... well, 2 things now. I'm on wood. Oh, you don't want that. I'm gonna get that off onto my floor over here and hopefully don't step on it. I'm not seeing that it's going in very well. I'm going to try the smaller one here. I know I'm probably doing this wrong. This is my first time really using one of these. I used one a long time ago. There was something similar to this I used, but it's been a long time. So now I'm using the smaller one here. We're going to try that one out and see if it does something better. There we go. Alright, so I think it gets too hot, first of all. So you got to let it kind of work itself in and then let off of it and let it sit for a minute and cool off, and then start it again, because I think it's just getting so hot that when I push on it, it's just bending it more than anything. But I do think that one worked so far the best. I'm going to try one of these house ones and get it back behind there. Just to... That way I have kind of something crossing it for sure and holding it, hopefully. So I'm going to let that sit and push on it a little bit until it stops. Push on it a little bit till it stops, and then just getting it to the point where it's not quite glowing red. It'll make this sucker glow red in there. There we go. Whoop, I pulled out too soon. Let that sit there. Alright, I'm getting the hang of it. Alright, I'm going to put this old one that I started with in there just because I don't want to waste one. I'm going to put it down here on the bottom. I found I've used this thing upside down for this particular thing more than I've used it the correct way. I don't know if that's something that come to find out. But so hold it against there, push on it, and it'll start going in before it turns red. Once it starts not wanting to go in and it's just bending it, stop. Let it cool down, push it again. Just light pressure. I'm really not pushing super hard at all. There, that went in there just fine. So definitely a little bit of a technique you got to learn, get used to. Okay, and it's cold to the touch pretty much right away. Yet again, do that under your own caution, because you know I can't guarantee yours is going to act exactly the same way as mine. These are probably not super well quality controlled, we'll put it that way. I'm going to try taking the clamps off now, at least this one, and hopefully it'll sort of hold together here. I'm going to put one more right in the middle. So hold it against there, push the button. It's starting to go in all on its own, let off because it started to bend. Hold the button, push in, let off. And how far you go is going to be based on the deepness you want it in your plastic. We're going to pull this off. Quite honestly, I probably should leave that in there just to keep it from pulling apart. But these should hold it together. That's kind of what they're for. But I don't know, if you have something that's really pulling apart like this was, I could see these bending or flexing outward, but it appears to be kind of holding it, at least for now. Yeah, honestly, I see a downside. I don't know why this is tipped down. I guess if you were like up here, that might be a good thing, but trying to go straight ahead, maybe you're supposed to have it in an angle. We'll try that. We're gonna put it at kind of an angle right here. I've noticed I've been getting more on this. I need to get over here a little bit more too. Yeah, see, now I'm out of space, so quite honestly I think I want to pull that back out of there, because it definitely did not work as well as I hoped. Alright, so I'm going to turn that upside down, let that cool off for a bit, and we're going to do it this way. Alright, yeah, once you get the hang of it, it's pretty easy, and it appears to work. And then I'm going to try and control these this time, and then fail. Well, I'm actually pretty happy with that. So you just saw me just kind of go through and melt a few of these cracks. There's some just real light cracking going on around here. I wanted to take care of a few of them. There's a couple more I missed. I'll mess with those a little bit later. But it also, this kit came with 180 grit paper. This is half of it here. I'm gonna just kind of bust this in half, and again, fold it in thirds here, and then I don't know if it's needed, but I'm going to go ahead, since it has sandpaper, I'm going to sand some of these a little bit flat here. I don't know if this is like anything else where you want a tooth. It's kind of why I ground into this a little bit more. This was the big one here, and I want to make sure I get that good and closed. Part of that's going to be, I'm going to go ahead and use a little bit of this mesh right here. Just got some junk scissors that I'm using for this, but they seem to work fine. Now, I've used screen door in the past. Yet again, I don't know what's going to end up on this part of the video or not, but I haven't had, so far what I've used old screen door for has worked fine. This appears to be maybe a stainless. So I'm going to start out with this one right here, and I'm not sure if I need to unscrew that screw or if this just screws on in there. I think it just screws on in there, apparently. Did not come with a tool, I don't believe, but I'm just going to do it by hand and hope I can get it back off later. And we're going to try and melt this down into here. I got this heated up. I'm hoping this will go well. We shall see, said the blind man to the deaf dog. I'll go this way because it's kind of going at that angle anyway. I'm just going to treat it like I'm welding and just kind of tack it in. You know what? I actually do have had kind of forgotten something here. I'm going to bend that back real quick. We're going to set that to the side. Now this is polypropylene. So you need polypropylene welding rod, which a couple of small pieces did come in that kit. But I went ahead and bought a 50-foot roll, what is it, 1/8 inch 50-foot roll of polypropylene from Amazon. It was like $7 to $10, I don't know. I'll have a link below for this, or at least stuff similar to it. But I tell you, this thing is smoking on the end here really bad. And I don't know if there's something inside this that's burning up, or if it's just a coating on here that is, because it's definitely gotten darker on the end here as well, so that might just be the coating. But all I've done so far is put the tip of this into there, and it definitely is smoking. So I didn't notice any kind of a coating really that should be burning off here. Could be a bug down in there, I don't know, but it's definitely burning something, and it's not great smelling. For right now, we're just going to leave that there and hope for the best. It's definitely changing colors, the end of it, so I'm going to keep an eye on that. I'm definitely not going to walk away from it and go eat lunch or anything like that without unplugging it. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead, and I kind of had forgotten that I wanted to fill. I put a pretty good gap down in here, and I want to fill that in. And I'm not going to worry about putting the other tip on right now, because that tip that I just put on yet again is hot, and I don't feel like waiting for it to cool down. And although I want to do as good a job as I can, I'm not too worried about doing everything exact. I'm just going to stick some of this down in there and melt it down in the hole right there. I'm going to go ahead and cut this as well so I don't have a big giant chunk. Even though this is white, it's actually kind of coming out almost clear looking. So I don't know if this is gonna actually cover up any of the looks of it. And I don't know, as far as breathing this stuff in is probably not a good idea. So I'm actually gonna also go and grab a fan and put it behind me here so that it can blow away some of the smoke that still is coming off the machine here. I don't know why that smoke is coming off the machine here. Now, I'm no professional at this by any means. I'm just kind of guy in his garage making do with what he's got, so take the way I'm doing this with a grain of salt. And if you actually know a more proper way, obviously I should probably use another tip, but yet again, this is hot now, and my plan was to do that first, and I forgot that I was going to kind of fill this stuff up right here first, so that I didn't end up with a big gap down underneath the mesh. Probably should have done a better job of cleaning this as well, because it's definitely getting a little bit dirty. Alright, now I'm going to try and put this down over the top, and I'm really hoping we don't end up with a bunch of this inside of our clothing. Another thing I'm worried about. I really want this to be buried, if at all possible. I feel like I'm spending too much time in one area, which is probably causing this knot to want to lay down as well. Yet again, you got to find that happy medium of how long is too long and how long is not long enough, where it goes down in there but also stays down in there when you let off. Time is your friend when doing this kind of stuff. If I had some other things to practice on first, that'd probably be a good idea. Quite honestly, time is not my friend right now, and this thing's been down for a couple weeks now waiting for parts, and almost 3 weeks waiting for parts and pieces. Luckily we have access to another one we can borrow or use, but we also have to take it out to my mom's place, so be nice not to have to travel across the driveway to get to the laundry. Oops, that wasn't intentional. Well, so far, so ugly. I know I'm fast forwarding through a lot of this because it's just, this video would be hours long trying to get every little nuance, so I'm showing you a few parts while I'm talking and the speed I'm going at, and then we got to fast forward through stuff. If you really want me to, I'll keep this this footage for a short period of time, probably less than a couple weeks after this. So if you really want me to show a complete video of how slow I'm actually going, leave a comment quickly down below, from when, so check the date when this was put out before you leave your comment. Go ahead and leave a comment, I don't care. This piece right here is just not wanting to go down in there. I don't know if the material is really dipped right there or what, but I'm going to take some more of this here. I was thinking about using the actual welding rod part of this, but quite honestly I don't think that's, I think this will be faster just for a quick get her done kind of thing. Then I'm going to go inside and find out how bad this polypropylene is for me to be breathing, because although I'm trying to take precaution, I'm definitely breathing some of this stuff in. Another thing I'm curious about is, like, now that I've used this tip for this, do I have to like sand down the end of it, or what do I do to not cross-contaminate? Although I think this polypropylene seems to be what a lot of automotive stuff is made out of. So that's kind of why I bought the bigger roll of this as well, is for that purpose. Right here, I don't know if you can see that on camera, but it does not look great, so I'm giving you a little bit of a close-up look at it there. It's pretty solid. I can definitely see where I've left a few little things out, but I'm not going to worry about it. I think that's going to hold in there. It's going to strengthen this so that when it starts rattling a little bit, it hopefully won't break and crack and start leaking. I think I'm done with this. I kind of looked around and I'm not really seeing any spots where I need to use that other piece, and I'm not going to waste materials I have. I just don't have that kind of money to just test on just anything. I'm sure down the road I'll have a reason to use this tip. Really, you do the same thing as I just did there, only instead of, you know, using the iron part to put the material into, you find the end of this, you take your piece, you stick it in the hole that's provided, and that's going to go out, and as that goes down, it melts in there and kind of just spreads it along the way. From what I can tell, these aren't that great to use anyway, at least not till you get them figured out, and yet again, I'm not going to be using it enough to where I'll ever probably be great with this thing. But that might spread the material a little more even that way, and then let it cool down, change out the tips, and take that other one and smooth it out. I'm pretty happy with parts of it that I smoothed out. Not all of it, but parts of it that I got smoothed out. I do think if I took a bunch more material and slathered it on there, I could probably get it even better, but I'm just using the materials I need for the job I need done. I'm not worrying about this lasting forever. For those of you that aren't going to go watch this video about the tub here, I'm not using it forever. I'm just trying to keep this going another year or two down the road so that I can save up so we can get another machine. That's all I'm trying to do right now with this. So, alright, I probably should talk about the actual machine. So, in the end, am I happy with what I got for products? Yes, I am. Caveat on that, I bought this as the cheapest one I could find with the stuff that I thought I needed. Now, it probably did actually come with almost enough stuff to get the job done I needed to do, but it was the black stuff, which I wanted white. I don't know why. It's inside of something I'm never probably going to see again, because if this ever dies, it's going to go out to the scrapyard anyway. But regardless, I don't know what I was thinking, honestly. You're never gonna see it. But I just decided this is also polypropylene, which is what you're gonna use on most like bumpers of cars and things like that. So I just decided to buy the extra thing. It was $7 or $8. Now on top of that, I would have probably actually spent, I bought this one because it was like $10 or $15 less than the other one. And I probably would have spent the extra money because the other one did come with side cutters, which for some reason I can't find my side cutters that would have worked real well for this. Yet again, that's my whole garage cleanup problem, and somewhere I put them away and I don't know where they ended up. But it came with the side cutters, and it also came with something that I really thought this came with, and I think I talked about it in the beginning and it didn't. I looked online thinking, hey, I didn't get what I wanted, and with this one here it comes with a thing that's kind of just a piece of metal that goes in here and it turns sideways basically, and it's a cutting knife so it's for like if you want to cut rope, you would heat it up and you could cut through your rope and it would burn the ends of the rope as you cut it and keep it from fraying. Or like ratchet straps, a lot of my ratchet straps, I cut them to a certain size and I burn the ends of them. Well, that just does it for you all in one. So it's not that big a deal, and I probably won't bother buying the kit or buying the tool unless I have a big job of that, which I never will. So I'll probably never buy the tool is what I'm saying anyway. But I probably would have spent the extra money to get that one just for the convenience of it, and the fact it'd probably look a little nicer in the end when I was done doing whatever I was cutting. So in that case, if you want those type of things, you should go ahead and pick the other kit up, because this one won't come with it. I will have a link below, not only for this kit, but also for probably a page of these type of things that you can go look at a bunch of them, and you can choose what you want from there. So in the end, I am happy with it though. It did the job I needed yet again, and I'm done with the job. I can go put it back together, and I'm happy with it as far as that. It did the job once so far. Time is yet again what will tell whether or not the actual tool is worth anything, but if you were to go pay somebody to do these kind of things, you're going to spend a lot more money than I paid on that tool to use it once. So yes, it already paid for itself, I would say, in that case. That's kind of how I base my tools off of, is how many times am I going to have to use it for it to pay itself off. If I can go pay for the job to be done, and I'm only going to have that job done once, and it's going to cost me less or more in tools, then I'll probably go have the job done. So far I've not found one single thing. One thing. I had my insulation done professionally, even though I professionally used to install insulation. So in the end, yes, I am happy with this tool, and I do believe it already paid itself off in the one job. So there you go. Now you know. And as always, get out there and get your junk working. Thanks for watching Junk Works Garage, where I'm proud to say I'm a jack of all and master of none. You all have a good one.